Hello, I'm going to be doing a January reading recap. I managed to read 8 books, one novella in January. I don't know how. So the first book that I read this year is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Abby has this way of writing MMCs as like the purest characters. Like they just love their woman. And that's all. That's all they want to do is just love on their woman. And I love that. So the only problem I had with this book is the miscommunication trope is crazy. It is like a majority of the book is miscommunication, which is fine if you're okay with that. I just can't deal with it because I get frustrated. It also has like a MMC who is very introverted and awkward. This one I rated 4 stars because yeah, she's good. It wasn't like cringy. The humor was there, the romance, there's a little bit of spice. It was good. Yeah. The next 3 books that I read were the Once Upon a Time series. I hate that I have one in hardcover, but it is what it is. This series follows the Caraval series, which I read last month. Caraval was okay. Like, I found one of the FMCs kind of annoying, so it made it a little bit difficult to truly love. This series, though, is like a whole other level because the FMC is so cute and pure. You're just kind of rooting her on. Like, she just wants to be in love. That's pretty much her whole thing. And the MMC is a character from Caraval. So it's very important that you read Caraval before this series, just because you're not going to really understand what the heck is going on if you don't. It's giving very situationship. It's giving anxious, avoidant MMC. My favorite of the series is this one, just because it hurts so good. Like, it was just beautiful. How it's written, like, you're just rooting for the characters and you just want the best for them. They're just like your little babies and you're just like, please figure your shit out. Definitely heartbreaking, you know what I mean? Like, you're just rooting for them, but like all the odds are against them pretty much. There's like curses and there's love and broken hearts and never afters and true loves, and it's just good. It's just fine. It was good. I feel like I've said it's good like 72 times, but it was. I rated the second book, I'm pretty sure I rated it 5 stars, and the other ones weren't too far behind. They just lacked like the pain that this one gave me. I didn't cry, but I went, oh, because it hurt. Close enough. Okay, so the next ones I've read, I was definitely inspired because of all the TikTok videos, because they're making, I think it's a TV show or a movie adaptation. The casting is perfect. I'll start with that. And it is the Housemaid series. In January, I managed to read the first, second, and the novella, which is a nice, easy, like 64 pages. So nice and quick, added to my yearly book goal of the year. So shout out to that. I have really mixed feelings about this series. So The Housemaid, I started the first half. I honestly did not like because I found all the characters insufferable and I just didn't like them, and I just couldn't make sense of anything that was happening. Then part 2 hits and it all makes sense. So you just got to stick it through, I think, to part 2, because then it's like, oh, big plot twist happens and you're like, oh, okay. This one I rated 5 stars, by the way. This one I rated 2 stars just because it was kind of like a copy and paste of the first book. It felt really unnecessary, but unlike the first book, it didn't make me like the characters in the end. Kind of just made me like, okay, like, you annoyed me. That's all that really happened with it. So this one was like 2 stars because I was just like, I've already seen this film before, Taylor Swift, and I just didn't want to do it again because it hit the first time, but like copy and paste isn't really hitting. And the novella, I think I rated 3 stars, but it was better than the second book. It was cute. It was just more like a romance, but also thriller. This one spooked me a little bit. I was a little bit nervous. I didn't know what was going to be happening, but it wasn't bad. It was a nice, easy read. I read it in like an hour less. So, and they're really fast reads. That's the best thing I can say about it. If you just want something nice and easy and quick, then these books are definitely a good one. Last 2 that I read in January, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. Okay, these were a reread. I've already read these literally to the day a year ago when I finished these books, but I had to reread them again because Onyx Storm was coming out and I just wanted to feel something. These are my favorite books. I can't find any faults. They're like my non-negotiables. If you don't like Fourth Wing, I can't process it in my brain. I can't understand what it is that you don't like about this series, just because to me everything is perfect. The MMC is my favorite book boyfriend to this day. No one can beat Xaden. The first time I read Iron Flame, I rated it 4 stars just because I found it was lacking like the tension that Fourth Wing had, and I liked that. But when I reread it this time, I rated it 5 stars just because it's like packed. Like there's so much going on in it that I didn't even realize the first time I read it that's important to the story. And the second time you read it, you're noticing things that you wouldn't have even picked up on the first time. So I actually enjoyed the reread better than the first time I read the series, which is rare. I'm reading Onyx Storm now. That's why I've kind of been like missing from social media, just because I don't want to see spoilers. 2 5 stars, of course. Love them so much. But if you've read any of these books and you agree or disagree with anything I said, please comment because I'm really interested to see your thoughts on them. Okay, happy reading. Bye.